you've reached this video, it is 2026, February 26, 26. Level up, liberation, awakening. All right, so, oh, excuse me. Let's see what the energy is for this 2026 retrograde. Communication is the key. So I've been thinking something magical is coming. Your miracles are coming. I've been thinking that a lot of people say don't apply. I see the truth card, number 34, which is a 7. So I hear a lot of people saying when it's Mercury. That's one side effect of Mercury retrograde. A few days before and a few days after, it's wild. That's the energy. And that is the truth. So I'm seeing on one side it's going to be cloudy, and on the other side of it, it's going to be very fruitful. So I was thinking that a lot of people say don't apply for anything during the retrograde. I'm not really sure why. So I was thinking that maybe, hi, the boys and football. Hey. So I was thinking, why don't they want you to apply for anything during the Mercury retrograde? Right? But for those of us that's been doing everything non-traditional, like outside of tradition, what is what if you did go and apply for things during the retrograde? When they say don't apply, like, does anybody know why they say not to apply, hi, for or fill out applications during the retrograde? Does anybody know that? Hi, Kaylin. A new start. Soul forgiveness. Does anybody know why they ask you not to apply for things during the Mercury retrograde? Spirituality and practicality. Harvest. 77. Does anybody know why they say not to apply for? I can barely, because my friend is telling me. You can barely hear. So let's see. Let's see what Google AI say. Google, why do they say not to apply for anything during the Mercury retrograde? I can't even talk. Why do they say don't apply for things on Mercury retrograde? Hmm. It says the planet rules. Hold on. Search whatever's on your mind with Google AI. Let's see. Okay, it says Mercury rules communication, logic, technology, and agreements. When the planet appears to move backwards, these areas are thought to become scrambled and unpredictable. People are often advised against applying for jobs, starting new projects, signing contracts during Mercury retrograde. I wanted to know why. What is that painting in the background? It is It's an ocean sunrise. Can you see it? So I was wanting to know why because I got offered to get a RV on tomorrow. If you've been on this channel for a while, thank you guys. Thank you for the like. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I've been talking about RV life for the last couple of years. And I was waiting to get monetized on YouTube before I applied for the RV. So a couple of days ago, it was in my spirit to rent a RV. So I ended up calling the dealership that had originally um, approved me for the RV and was asking them some questions. So I went back and I called them. I said, "Well, listen, I don't know if I'm going to get a pull behind RV now, which is what I'm already approved for. I'm thinking about getting a drivable now." I said, "My car is giving me problems and I don't really have time or, want to even invest in it to get to what was I saying?" That's what retrograde is. I didn't know if I wanted to take the time to spend the money on the RV. I mean, on the truck to pull behind the RV. So they were saying, well, you looked at a drivable on the site, and she was saying, well, if you want to, no, she said, do you have a trade in? And I was like, at first I said no, and then I was like, well, you do have a trade in because you this the energy is gaining momentum. All right, so she was like, well, you do have a trade in if you have your vehicle that's not running. And I hadn't even thought about just trading in the vehicle. I was just going to sell the vehicle for pennies. But she was like, well, we can take the art, the, why am I saying she could take? This is what retrograde is. Retrograde will have you scatterbrain, just like they just said. So she was saying that I could trade in my vehicle that's down, which is not really down. It needs a starter. And I could get still could get the RV, the drivable, but I wouldn't get it at the same price that I would if the RV is 47,000 and then you put down 7,000. I wouldn't get it for that price. I think that price was like 329. I was like, well, that's fine, long as I don't have to pay what I'm paying in rent. So this is the truth. A new start is coming. A soul forgiveness, and the energy is gaining momentum. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to my channel and I'm going to document this the day before I go to the RV um, site, and I'm going to record it and I'm going to do it live with you guys. Okay, so let's see what the message for me applying for this RV tomorrow with my trade in and the income. So, Spirit, what is the message that you have for Marcia? This is for me for the RV. Okay, it says, know your fears. Right? So, I'm going to get to the book. We're going to go to the book today because this is the confirmation that I need as this video. I'm shooting this video the day before I actually walk on the site to see what the cards say, if I should even go. So, it says, know your fears. So, if I had a fear about getting this RV on tomorrow, what would be the fear that I need to know about? Pajamas in public. I most definitely don't like pajamas in public. Okay. All right. So, know your fears. Let's see what know your fears. because as soon as she told me, so say I was high spirited when I called, before I called about the RV, after I had already picked out the RV that I liked. I picked out the price under 50,000, and I wanted to know, like, I was in good spirit, but then it felt like after I got out the phone and she was like, just bring your title. And then I went, oh, well, I haven't only been at my job for 6 weeks, just starting to get back to work. But I do have consistent cash flow through my bank account. Oh, if anybody want to donate to this channel, it's Dream Truth 222. Okay? So, oh, we turn right to the page. So, this is the energy of the day before I actually walk on the RV, just with me, seeing what the pole shift is for me in this new life that I am predicting, whatever comes out on the card. So, to confirm truth, we have know your fears. All right? So, you have choice in all things. Your power is born of that freedom to choose. But with the freedom comes the burden of responsibility. To know your power, you must accept responsibility for your part in all your experiences, even when you allow another to impose their choice or will upon you. You have the power to choose if you wear a saddle or a girdle. Girdle, I guess that's like the saddle you put on the back of a horse, or if another will ride upon your back. Own your power. Know it and see it in all of your choices and actions. So, the truth is, I really want this RV. I want to give up the place I'm in and do RV life full time, at least for a year. Okay, let's put this on Do Not Disturb. All right, there we go. All right, so a new start is coming. New moon. New moon. All right, a new start is coming. New moon. I don't know. I just heard that song. I think that's a movie. Hmm. All right, number 24. And it is 2 days after the 2 year anniversary from my dad. So I really wanted to do this reading to see if my dad has anything to do with me or supporting me with this RV. Okay, a new start is coming. There is a yes your way. So this is the truth. Know your fears. It's saying that it's a yes. It's a yes. It's time for me to go apply for this RV in the flesh. I've already done it in the spirit on the internet. Now it's time for me to go and apply for it in the flesh, right? It's I picked it out on the internet. So it says there is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most most higher cards in the deck. It's totally positive and supports something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed. So I'm asking about, is it good for me to go and apply for this RV in the flesh? All right. So it's saying the situation you're asking about is blessed. Are you you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way. Okay? So, that that on a new or better course or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving into a new cycle now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. So remember, I said I was sitting here and Spirit said, go ahead and apply for the RV now. Because I was like applying for another whole place. Somebody rented that place, and then I'm like, well, dang, what's the odds it got rented that quick and it was in the middle of nowhere? So that's what made me go and look at the RV because I'm like, okay, what do I really want to do? And even though people were saying, and I'm trying not to do nothing traditional, even though people were saying, oh, don't apply for anything during retrograde, or what are you going to do if you live in an RV full time? Where are you going to park? It was like everybody else's fears was like, and I'm ready to give away everything in my house that can't fit in the RV. So this car is telling me, yes, it's my choice, not anybody else's choice, right? This is the time to wipe my slate clean, start all over. If the situation you ask about has become toxic, either that will clear up now or something totally new and fresh is on the way. Okay. I'll see it. I'll see it when I believe it. I'll see it when I believe it. A new start is on its way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Now, before I just read this, I said, I got to know what I want. Not just me, everybody. Know what you want and know what you don't want. Okay, your belief in your dreams can manifest. Your belief that your dream can manifest is working well. Now, remember, that's what I said about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde will have you talking in riddles. You'll be trying to say one thing, you'll know what you're trying to say, but it will be coming out in reverse. That's what Mercury retrograde is. It's in reverse. It's a cycle it's like that cycle is going in reverse. Now, about 2 days ago, I had a live when I wasn't even consciously thinking that it was retrograde. And it was within the 7 days before the retrograde. And then you go, the energy is still 7 days after. So when I figured out that it was the first retrograde of the 2026 calendar year, I automatically knew, oh man, that's why my speech is being off. Different people energies off. Like people just, everybody has a different side effect. So forget about the past. So in my life, with me applying for this RV and starting the RV life, it's like I have to let fear go. My number one thing was I know I want to let sticks and bricks go. I stay in a place 2 years, I'm ready to go. That's been my energy for a long time, but I wasn't aware of it. So somebody else would say, oh, that's childhood trauma. I feel like that's the cycle that my life goes in. I am a number 22 baby. My birthday is on the 22nd. I am a master number 33. And thinking of master number 33, where I'm at, the lottery today was 0033. Okay, let's see what 0033 says. Okay, so the teachings of this new start that's coming into your life within this new moon. The new moon marks the start of a waxing cycle and a midpoint of dark moon. It's a dark and veiled time, right? So just a little while ago, we were saying the veil is thin. So the veil is like right now, you so far down the rabbit hole, you coming out on the other side of the rabbit hole, right? The rabbit hole is that dark hole that, when you think of a rabbit hole, you think of you know, abyss, a nothingness, a deep, deep nothingness, right? All right, so what does it say? It says it's a dark and cotton candy lover. Okay, let's just see. All right, started. All right, so It says it's a dark and veiled time when the moon is visible and a time of rebirth. It's a time that witches do their work, making wishes and laying down intentions for the new cycle and intensely magical time. I've been singing this song. It's the most magical time of the year. It has been just coming in my mind and it's been coming out of my mouth. And I've been walking around singing it. All right, so when it's easier to pierce the veil to other worlds. So I know that I want to live a different way with this RV life. And like I said, I had already been approved and just didn't ever do anything with it. So the Mercury rules communication, logic, technology, and agreements. So when the planet appears to move backward, these areas are thought to become scrambled and unpredictable. Now, thought. They are thought to, but that doesn't mean it's set in stone. Okay, high risk of miscommunication. Retrograde is a notorious for cross wires in an application process. This can manifest as misinterpreted messages. Now, with emails or interview questions might be taken the wrong way, errors in paperwork. So I guess that's why a lot of people don't like to apply for things during retrograde. We already have communications problem as it is, so I could see, letters or resume might contain typos or critical omissions. Excuse me. All right. It says technologically travel glitches. I'm not traveling anywhere, but I could see maybe, I could see that being a thing. Tech failures. Internet might drop right before a virtual interview or a resume files may fail to open. Delays in communication. I see this has been going on anyway in the energy. Um, Within the 7 days of the 7 days before the retrograde, because I was telling you guys that I was doing my live. I could hear it in my live. Not only that, it was one day when I was trying to play the frequencies on my YouTube channel in the background, and it wasn't even letting me hear it. It wasn't even letting me log on to YouTube. So I can see that being a thing. Many astrologers believe that anything starting doing a retrograde is subject to change or reversal later. Wow, changing terms. A job might turn out to be different than what the original presented. Lack of agreements rather than starting something new. Excuse me. This period is considered ideal for activity beginning with the prefix of reviewing, revising, reconnecting, or reflecting. So it's like a lot of X's, or not a lot of X's, but X's will start to try to come back into your life as this retrograde. That's why a lot of people don't like to sign any contracts or agree with anything doing the retrograde. And that you could be looking for your resume and your resume is like lost in the sauce during the retrograde. Reconnected formal colleagues or mentors. That happened to me also today. A lady that I work for, she reached out to me today, and she didn't really carry the conversation other than how are you doing, but that was, I thought that was right in a line. If you must apply or sign something, experts recommend triple checking every detail, reading the fine print carefully, and being patient with potential delays. So that's another thing that I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm checking on tomorrow with the going to look at the RV, because I really want the RV, but I don't want to get this RV, and here it is after the retrograde. I'm going back because something's going on with the paperwork. So that's why I wanted to just come live, see what does this retrograde have to do with me in this RV. All right. It says these guys provide tips for managing job searches and agreements during retrograde, emphasizing preparation and adapting to the potential destruction. So that's very interesting that this is why people don't like applying for anything during the Mercury retrograde, if I could even say the words. Okay, are you currently considering a specific career move or contract during a retrograde period? Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say. Right here, the card says yes. So, what we're going to do is we're going to deal. Okay, because I do see level up. I see change is unavoidable. All right, so we're going to get a tarot. How y'all doing? Confirm this a new start, and what does this have to do with me getting the RV tomorrow? I need the truth without fears, you know, because I do have a choice. I don't have to move in the RV now. I just want to move in the RV, or it appears to me that I'm ready to move in the RV. So, what's the new start with me in the RV? Okay, this says challenge, completion, protection, perseverance, defense, maintaining control. Mm, it says no. Number 7 of Wands, no. Why is it not a good time? All right, so this is the most positive card in the deck, confirmed by the Sun. So it can be positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration. So also what I'm looking for is, with the know your fears, before that is moving to calmer waters, like moving towards the positivity in this relationship with this RV, because number 19, the Sun card, is a yes, and it's the most positive card in the deck. And we did see positivity with the new start. So, soul forgiveness. Confirm the soul forgiveness. What does this have to do with this retrograde energy? All right, so we have duality, togetherness, a settling of the energy, union, love, and balance. It came out sideways. So maybe I'm sideways. That's why I had to know my fears about why I'm having to know my fears about this soul forgiveness, because past tense justice is in the back. Justice is saying that it's fairness, it's truth. You got truth again. I'm just coming here for clarity, balance, cause and effect. So because I asked for this RV, because I knew what I want, I set the intentions to get the RV. I'm letting fear jump in the way, and I have to let that go at a soul forgiveness level, because what the energy is gaining momentum. So confirm the energy is gaining momentum. All right, so the energy is gaining momentum. Dark side of wealth, financial failure or loss, fleeting success, lack of stability, and lack of resources. So, on the other side of this justice, if justice does not want me to have this car, this RV, it's because, one, we on the flip side of the Mercury retrograde, because this is in reverse. So it's saying that if I am turned away from this RV on tomorrow, it's because of lack of stability or lack of resources. So that could be maybe I haven't worked my job in a amount of time, but I have had cash flow. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go off of, maybe they might come and they might say it's not what is it, income to ratio, right? Because I mean the truck is $50,000. But I'm looking at it on the bright side of this dark side, polarity, because we have polarity right here. We have balance and we have um, truth and cause and effect. Because I'm trying to give up the Ace of Pentacles, right? This is being given to me. It was given to me to have faith and faith to go on the website and apply for this RV, right? So it could be, even the balance of the Most High. This is a Ace of Pentacles coming out of the air. Abundance, manifestation, opportunities, new career. This RV that I'm looking at is a business move, not just a survival move. This is a business move, right? So, manifestations, opportunity, new career, financial opportunity, and a new venture, prosperity. So with this Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles being right here, justice, we now have 111, new beginnings. So I'm gonna say still, it's a yes. It's a new beginning for me, right? I feel like I'm blessed to even be told like you can trade your truck in for this RV. All right, so we have the Hierophant that came out sideways, but then it came out in reverse. Secrets, harm, hidden agendas, disconnected from intuitions, withdrawal, silence, selfish, shadowness, ignorance, and misunderstanding. Right? Confirm this high, um, the, the high priestess in reverse. Okay. High priest is in reverse, and then we have egotism, lack of confidence, lack of recognition, unpopular, discredited, private, and achievement. So, what's it? What is it saying? It's saying that it could be ego. That's why we have soul forgiveness out here in truth. It could be the ego that's saying, "Oh, don't go apply for this RV, even though you already applied. Oh, don't go. You're not going to get it." That could be the ego, because the ego is a defense mechanism. Let's shuffle the cards and see. All right, that's what I'm getting. Because we have justice, it's fairness, it's truth. So a lot of people might not be thinking a calm in the storm, right? I might be making this storm that's sending me the energy of you're not ready to move in the RV. What are you going to do with all this stuff? But it's coming in hot. The RV is coming in with speed, right? It's giving me the energy of they ready to get these RVs sold, and you can't keep talking about I this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, but then don't do it. And then I was like, okay, well maybe you shouldn't apply because it's Mercury retrograde. Okay, but the energy is saying that it's coming in with speed, rapid movement, swift change, manifesting quickly, quick decisions, hmm, air air travel, and it's a yes. So the energy is gaining momentum because that confirms the energy is gaining momentum. Give me the overall yes or no for this RV tomorrow. All right, so we have the Knight of Cups. Creativity, romantic charm, imagination. I can see this RV tomorrow in my imagination, not just because I picked it out and then I kept saying, am I going to be able to find me a nice Class C with um, for less than $50,000? That was my thing. I just kept on thinking 57,000. But when I looked at it on the site yesterday, it was actually 47, which with taxes. But who knows what can happen from today to tomorrow? Just like I can be sitting here thinking, "Oh, you're not ready," and then on the flip side of that is, "Oh, you're ready. You already started packing when the bookshelf fell down and you had to pack the books up. You already started throwing stuff. You were already folding your clothes and all of this. Like you knew you were moving. You just thought you were moving into the other place. Now, would I be so afraid to say I'm moving in the other place to give somebody 16,000 or $8,000 to $16,000 for rent when I can be in 5 years paying this RV off for me because I'll be full time. So it says beauty, knight in shiny armor, following the heart, Prince Charming, and proposal. So we already know that the proposal was there on the internet for me to even find that particular RV. Um, so I think this is good, right? And on the bottom of the deck we have Ace of Swords, mental clarity, breakthroughs. Also, another spiritual aspect that I can see with my breakthroughs were that last week, between this week and last week, I probably broke about 3 bracelets. The beads, the string broke, and the beads went everywhere. About 3 different bracelets. So I would say, that's a clarity too, because I'm thinking that the breakthrough was something else with me getting this other place the whole time. I get the message, go apply back for RV, telling you don't want to pull behind, you want the driver, and they just say bring your title. So, all right. So, right here we have the 10 of Swords, right? The Ten of Swords says painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, um, failure, collapse, and defeat. Also, when you see the Ten of Swords, you think about everything is going to be fine. That means you already fought this battle. You had to cut some people off. I mean, literally block a lot of people from your phone, let go a lot of negativity for these last past 7 days. My energy, I have been really, really trying to control my energy. Even as I'm talking to the secretary that called me about my appointment for the RV, I'm trying to make sure she stays in high energy and I stay in high energy, right? I even told her, listen, I'm going to want a magician when I come, period. I'm not gonna want someone that's not gonna go all out, which I know right now economy is getting smacked. So it is a good time to buy RVs. So the second promotion that I looked at, or the perspective that I looked at it, I work at a truck stop. How do you think it's gonna look for me to drive off that lot at and drive to work in my house, in my vehicle, at a truck stop? A lot of people, I could be selling RVs next year this time, along with my YouTube. Like traveling, doing my cars on the RV, and also helping sell RVs, getting a commission. That's how my mind thinks. All right, so you know why? Because I'm a star player. I got one foot on spirit and I got one foot on earth. So, hope, calm, faith, purpose, spirituality, fortune, good omen, rejuvenation. That's where we are. From everything's going to be all fine. I mean, everything's going to be fine when it looks like you the wounded warrior to now you walking on water. Look at this. That foot is on top of the water, not in the water. Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter. Wounded warrior into walking on water. Why? Because it's being given to you. So even though we are in the Mercury retrograde, that is a good, okay, that's a good wheel of fortune. Last becoming first. That's where we at right now. You are going to literally be at the bottom. That's what we call quantum leaping. You're going to be at the bottom. It's going to appear that you are at the bottom of everything, rock bottom. And then God is going to put you on top. Your God is going to put you on top from the bottom, just like that. So today is the first day of the retrograde. We are March the 10th. It'll be the last day of the retrograde, but we still are in our 150 days of Noah. And that ends on 7/11. So I did play the lottery number 7/11 today, which I paid 088, 0088 for the peak four, and 003 came out. And two other numbers that was on my paper from last week came out. The 222s came out, and the next day the 915. So whatever resonates in that to you, take it and roll with it. So because I feel like we should be planning, we got the 2 of Wands, planning, progress, making decisions, discovery, leaving home, travel, right? This is a travel plans. So we're going to take that. All right, so let's see. Whoop. Crystal's rolling around. So have faith in your dreams. Don't worry about the happiness haters. If you got to cut some people off, cut them off. I literally had someone yesterday that says they scared of what I do. But they wanted me to help them manifest. But they didn't want to do the work. It's a celebration. I can't help you celebrate if you're not at the table. You have to know that you got to be in position for this celebration. Right? What that movie said, if you're not first, you're last. Cuz this energy is what? This is ambition. You're celebrating your ambition. All right, let's get that card up going that deck. 3 of Pentacles. Collaboration. Where's this deck at? Right here. So stay strong during this retrograde and get ready for your level up. Know that you sacrificed something, people, places, things. I see a 10 out here. You walked away from some things. You know, you're trying to focus and, focus on your stability. Trying to just keep other people's energy to the minimum. If you got to go to work, go to work. I'm so glad that I was able to be back working at the time that, I applied for the RV. I know I wouldn't have applied if I hadn't gotten back to work, even though I did have flow going into my accounts. So, but, I just feel like it's going to be different because people, they think that you just be talking because you don't just move and just be out here wilding out. They don't understand that you got to be strategic with this energy. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, right? Because you already learned your lesson. You learned your lesson a long time ago with growth, tough times. Tough times is what got you moving strategically now with love, right? So I see a rocking rose in concrete before the rose even bloom. Like you the root, you the stem. Tough, leveling up. It's leveling up twice. Like people, they it's over for real. Some things. Oh yeah, closure. You're gonna have some closures when you learn lessons. You're gonna have closure with inner peace, but you're gonna always be moving on. You never stop moving. Leveling up is moving on. It's a level up to move on, because once you tell God, I'm your God, I'm not worried about what nobody else is saying. I'm just trying to focus on the moves that you telling me to do, because people don't believe that there are real life vampires out here acting like they for you, but they really not for you. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to other people, you'll really be out here in debt thinking that somebody got you, but nobody's coming to save you. They might help you because you helping them, but nobody, right. You need a clear mind and a clear heart from God. Because people gonna always have their shadow self of them, just like you got your shadow self of you. So insight, clarity, and truth. Truth is out here twice. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. If I had not slowed down, tapped in, you know what I'm saying, went back to work just a couple of weeks, getting promoted to a manager, you know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have seen the good side of the red flags, signs, red flags don't always have to be bad. See the signs, evidence. So you got cheating and deception, but cheating don't go in your line when you ain't dating nobody. And deception is within your eyes. All right? So, let's see, happiness, haters, a double life. You literally, if you want to quantum leap, you're going to have to be living a double life. What does that mean? You're going to have to be both sides simultaneous. You're going to have to see the good, the bad, and the ugly all at once in everything, and stop picking and choosing um not to see the hidden truth. Everybody worried about what they can see. You're gonna be feeling it again. Everybody looking at what they can see. Can you confirm this message with the energy of the star seeds? Can you confirm this with truth, a new start, soul forgiveness, and the energy is gaining momentum? Breath of the cosmos. This is something that is my will to thy will. This is giving. Remember I said you are opening up some gifts, some miracles, some miracle signs and wonders. Um, Micromanaging with the universe. Confirm this. Breath of the cosmos. Micromanaging. Star family. Star family and star keeper. Star family, you're a part of you're part of a team of souls calling for support. This is me calling in for support right now, as I already did it as an individual, but just coming up here saying, this is my um, documentation, my documentary. Yeah, documentary. Thank you, Spirit. Cosmic ancestors. So, Starkeepers, this gift is coming from the cosmic ancestors. See the light by staying grounded. So, like I said, know what you want, know what you don't want, and stand 10 toes down with it. Even if you got to just not tell anybody, just make a video. What is the confession? You're going to have some happiness haters, some spiritual haters that's going to be like, oh, you did all sorts of kind of magic to get this life, you know. But you're going to have some people that saw you go through this. My pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge, right? So that's what somebody going to want. Their pride and ego got hurt, so they going to want to hurt you. They're going to come up with all kinds of lies. Be prepared in this new season. They're going to come up with all kinds of stuff. Even though they know that's not how it happened, they're going to tell like that. Because some people, oh yeah, stay away from people that want to be victims. Some people are programmed, trained victims. They thrive off saying somebody did something to them, but they don't never look and see what part they played in it. All right. Spirit, what's the hidden truth with this moon in retrograde? Okay. Just being near you upside down is intoxicating. It came out kind of sideways in the reverse. So somebody gonna try to say you toxic, being near you, you know, stay away from that person. They toxic. Like I said, they gonna have their own version of the story. People never say I'm the problem. They never gonna say I know I cursed you. I know I crossed that line with you. They never gonna say it's never gonna be their fault. If they do, no, they got their ass built in the spiritual realm. I will wait for a sign from you. If they do, I'll wait for a sign from you. You came closer than anyone. All right. I'm still working on the pillows. Still got the card out for the pillows. I have looked for a sewing machine. All right. Is this card going to stick? Thanks to Most High. All right. Let's see what's the T. What's the message to it? What's the T? I hear something about a glow up. Queen sitting on her throne. It's time. It's time for the queen to sit on her throne. It's time for the women to stop hating on each other and come together. I mean, for real. Not coming together with, you know, shade in the tree. Everybody got their own tree. You don't need nobody else's shade. Everybody have their shadow self. You don't need anybody else's shadow creeping into your energy. If you love somebody and you say you love them and they start to act like they don't know that you love them, back up. Especially during this retrograde, and just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. You'll see. Inside scoop. You'll see the inside scoop. Ask for clearance. Be looking closer, nosy in your business, up in your business. Who is up in the business? Because that's a masculine. So maybe and the masculine has a microphone and a drink. So it might be somebody that's looking at you that like to drink. Because they have a microscope, A microscope, a magnifying glass up to their drink. That could be significant. Hmm. People never inspect their drinks. Yeah, they making their self haunted. They thinking about memories, flashback, and they acting like their trauma. It's like they suffering from PTSD. You're gonna see the side effects is PTSD. Yeah, and it's creeping out. You won't really see this energy on people when you first, it's like God. It's unveiled. It reveals itself to you, or you overlooked it. Yeah, you were looking at the offer, but you didn't know it was a haunted offer. You know, everybody got new doors open for them. If a door closed in your life, there is a new door, a new offer, a no complete sentence. There's a new offer, right? You might have said no, I don't want to do something, and then you got a new offer. So, are you ready to receive? That's where I'm at with the RV. Are you ready to travel? Or are you just ready to keep talking to your friends like I'm ready to travel? How you think your friends gonna act when you pull up on them and say, "Hey, I'm near you, somewhere near you. I'm in your state." You know what I'm saying? When they didn't really think that you were gonna pull it off. Like people lose faith in you because that's how people do. That's how humans do. But everybody ain't human. Some of us are star seeds. Some of us work with the cosmos, the most high realm, you know. All right. Confirm this inside scoop creeping. Confirm this energy of the inside scoop creeping. Same shit, different day. Get away from it. If somebody they doing the same shit, you need to be running. Run away. This person got their eyes closed. They don't give a damn if they run into a brick wall. I'm gonna change this energy of same shit. Nobody is going keep going through the same shit every damn day. All right. Confirm this haunted new offer. An offer unfazed. So maybe somebody thinking that you took a haunted offer, but you know that it was genuine. Some doors closed for this door to open for you. So you unfazed about, the fear, false evidence appearing real. Because that's a jack-o'-lantern, but it's on fire. So maybe you burn some shit up. I heard burn and release for this new offer. And you got doesn't care, doesn't flinch. Right. You hooked on knowing that it's my time. Some people don't believe that it's their time. They think trouble lasts always. So they digging for dirt. Hold your head up. Keep your head to the sky. Somebody worried about bad reputation. They not running from bad reputation. They running to bad reputation. When you causing ill will, when you supposed to be hustling. You supposed to be hustling. You ain't supposed to be. This is how you gonna duck bankrupt. Copy the right cat. Stay out of love triangles. Make it rain. Yep. So that's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna see. We documented it. This is documented it. Thanks to the second person that just came in. Thank you for the one person that stuck around. You are important. Everybody is important. You are never alone. So if you want to not apply for anything during this retrograde, don't apply. But what we not gonna do is let people go apply for shit when they get ready to get approved for it. They ain't asked nobody for no fucking permission. Go live your best life. Go get what you want out of life. And then see once you start being happy with what you have, which we already happy with what we have, we already done adapted it, that you got to be happy before the wealth get here. And that's the thing. Some people could be in the wealth already, but they making it look like they don't appreciate where they at, and then their shit starts to crumble, or they get around a lot of low vibrational people and their shit start to crumble. So give me one last card. They about to be looking you up. They're gonna be looking you up, but it's gonna be in different area codes. Different area codes. That's what I see. When they didn't appreciate the energy that you was getting given to them, now they about to be, yeah, getting info on you. Cause they was in a love triangle. I love her, but I don't love her. She my friend, but she ain't my friend. Like, know your position. You know, if a person didn't do nothing to you, hey, what you mad for? You making problems. Yeah, because, you could be threatening somebody. You could have been cyberbullying somebody. Not even cyberbullying. If you on the phone talking to somebody, and y'all butting heads on the phone, or they over talking you, or you know what I'm saying. I know that I have noticed that some people, they have a very strong energy. I want to say a firm masculine energy, where they just not gonna never understand that ain't nobody beneath them. That we all we all feel like we somebody. And so the moment that you keep on belittling yourself to have conversations with somebody, and sometimes the conversation really don't have anything to do with you, but you listen because you want to help people. But then they start thinking that excuse me, you have to. Everybody is free. Once you learn that you are free, then you're gonna start living like you are free. And that's where I'm at. I want to live like I'm free if I got to cut off everybody and build a whole new tribe. You know, going to Arizona, getting in these groups with RVers, and you know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm around people, but I still have control of my energy. If I can't operate with you in my energy when I'm down, what the hell is going to happen when I come up? I want to be able to go somewhere and with my head held high, and when I leave, my head is held high. So, chosen, it's time to listen. It's time to listen. When people trying to, talk to you, listen. That then you don't have communication problems during retrograde. That's what I'm gonna say. If you don't want no problems during this retrograde, listen. Just listen. When the lady was talking to me, I was listening. Even though she said, "Oh, just bring your title," I was like, anything else you need, Even though the site said we working with all incomes, we have a plan for everybody. I still was just listening, but I was asking my questions. All right, so I see soul forgiveness again. Step out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is what, and the deck is closed on both sides. That's how we gonna end it. Step out of your comfort zone, even when nobody can't hear or see you on your level. Just step away. Step away and do it, and then call them after it's done. Be like, yo, you want it? You want to talk about it? You know what I'm saying? I can come to your house now, wherever your house at. I be on vacation, but we're gonna see how this goes. I will be coming up here until the end of the month of March. I will be in Disney World for a week. My goal is when I come back to Disney World, come back from Disney World. I ain't all kinged up on Disney World. This is my a paid for trip for my grandbabies, and I'm just going to be the chaperone. So, in saying that, when I come back from Disney World, it's gonna be probably the whole trip to Disney World is gonna be me planning, trips or what I'm gonna do. Right now, I will be still, like I said, working at the RV. I'm going to see if once I get my RV, if it's what I got to do to try to network with them to see, because I know for a fact once I park that RV at my job, put that slide out. It's got one slide. Um, People gonna start asking questions, and I'm gonna be ready to go in sales mode. When I thought I was about to be selling some more product, different kind of products, you never know what the Most High has for you. What is for you is for you, and if it's not, walk away. What is for you is for you, and when it's not for you, walk away. Have faith and fate. Let's see what God got for me. No, not that I want to come and say, oh, I told you God was going to do this. No, it's just so many people thought that you weren't working with God for real, for real. They thought you were just talking. Deuces. Have a good one.